special phone interview with the latest evictee, Mark from Big Brother Canada 7. We have so much to talk about the first evicted pretty boy, but first, let me let you guys know a few things. If you missed any of our phone interviews or shows with past house guests or any of our content this season for Big Brother Canada, you can check it all out on our website at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcan. And if you want to see us do our shows live, you can check them out over on YouNow, yourrealityrecaps.com/YouNow. Just click to become a fan. It's completely free. You get alerted when we go live. You get to chat in the chat room. And of course, we're covering more than just Big Brother Canada. We're covering The Challenge. We're covering The Amazing Race, Survivor. There is just so much over there to become a fan for, to get alerted when we go live. Now, the season is ending. If you enjoyed anything that we did, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. As soon as the season is over, we're having each of the house guests on for 1 hour live on YouNow, so free for everyone. But then after that, we are going into the patron group for the private after show, and that is only for our patrons. Of course, you also get access to the patron-only Facebook group, prize giveaways, weekly shows just for patrons. It's a great way to help support our shows, or you can always just do a one-time donation. Think of it as a tip at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Without your guys' financial support, we wouldn't be able to keep these shows going. Of course, there are great free ways for you to help support too. Thumbs up and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Click that bell. 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes is incredibly helpful as well. Or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon, or click the Amazon ad in the sidebar of our website. You can go right to the Amazon website. You don't pay anymore, and it really helps support us. So those are some free ways to help support as well. And of course, we're not going anywhere. Like I said, we're covering so much reality TV all year long, which is why it's great if you subscribe on all of those platforms and share our shows and share our tweets and share our social media. It's a great way to help support our shows. But look, someone who was not supported by his pretty boys was Mark. So let's see what he's doing. Hey Mark, how you doing?
I'm good. How's it going, man?
It's going great. I got some questions for you from your fans. So
Absolutely. Oh, wow.
first up is, what made you trust Anthony so much in this game? And do you still feel that he had your back this week?
That's a very good question. And the reason why I trusted Anthony was what happened to me on day 28. On day 28, I went up on the block courtesy of Sam, who was very closely aligned with Adam. And that's when I really started to question the foundation of the Pretty Boys. Anthony was the one who looked out for me step by step by step while I was on the block that week. He told me exactly who to talk to. He pretty much finessed a lot of people to make sure that I stayed in this game and that the Pretty Boys didn't just self-destruct like that. He was the glue of the group. Well, what was the second part of the question?
And do you feel he had your back this week?
I feel like he did kind of have my back, but, Anthony's got to look out for himself too. And, it's actually better for Anthony's game if Dane stays, because that way, if Adam wins the HOH, the next one, he'll probably gun for Dane before he guns for Anthony. If it was me and Anthony left, then Adam would gun straight for Anthony, and I wouldn't be a shield. So it was better for Anthony's game if I went.
Okay, as a fan of the game, why did you throw the POV when you knew then you'd be the replacement?
Which POV are we referring to?
The last one.
The dual heist? Yeah, the dual heist, as crazy as this, I actually did not throw that. I was just taking my time simply because I don't have the greatest shoulder, and there was a lot of twist and jerk motion on my shoulder. There were a couple pegs that I had to leave out behind, including that far one on the right, that red one. I tried my best, but I did take it step by step. I didn't want to injure myself.
Okay. Why did you wait so late in the week to campaign to stay?
The idea was that I'd done my campaigning sort of at the beginning of the week, and it was pretty set in stone. I did feel like the trajectory of the week had changed. Halfway through the week, Anthony's attitude towards me had sort of gotten a little bit different. And at that time, I felt like their minds were already made up. I should have probably campaigned a bit harder to Adam. And I did obviously campaign to Anthony, but the idea of where the week was going was it wasn't looking good for me. And Anthony's not dumb because, you got a lot of time on your hands, and it didn't take him that long to figure out that keeping me in the game is more better for my game than it is for Anthony's game.
Right. Hearing Dane's goodbye message and how close Dane is to Anthony, will you still be voting for Anthony to win?
I had a lot of time to think about it. I do want to see Anthony in a final two situation. It would be nice, but there will be no bitterness whatsoever. I'll have to take everything into consideration. I can't just automatically say, oh, Anthony has my vote. I want to see how the rest of the season plays out, and I think it's only fair for everyone to play out the rest of the season before I say I come to a fair decision.
Okay. What do you think was your best and worst game moves?
I'll start with the negative first, and then we'll work my way to the positive. I'd say the worst game move was probably not creating good social relationships in the beginning. I created a lot of one-on-one relationships with people, which is not bad. The problem is you can't do that all the time. You need to have group conversations as well. If you're looked at in the Big Brother house as that guy who's always talking to people one-on-one, that gets very suspicious, and it doesn't look good for your game. And the best move I had, I would say, would, as consequently, as crazy as it sounds, was acting as I was this wild card and being able to play off the idea that I wasn't in any boys alliance and that I wouldn't be a massive target. I was kind of like this weak player. I believe also, campaigning hard for Mackie to go played a bit in my favor, and of course winning HOH and not sending who I wanted to send home because of the secret assassin, but winning HOH was also nice too.
Right. So that said, do you regret not trying to actually break up the pretty boys earlier?
Unfortunately, I didn't really have a specific chance. If I wanted to do it, I would have had to. There's only two ways: either win an HOH or start talking to a lot of the wrong people. Now, HOH is the more safe bet to go. And we have to remember something. Even when I do win an HOH and I want to throw people up on the block, there's got to be a rhyme and reason to it. You can't just throw Adam and Dane up on the block because good chance one of them takes himself off, and then someone else goes up, and then the other person comes off, and now I'm not set up for the next week. So really, when you win HOH, you're setting yourself up for the next week. So it had to be surgical. And I felt like I had a shot at my HOH, but unfortunately, things didn't go my way.
Which pretty boy do you feel betrayed by the most, if any?
I'll be honest, I don't feel betrayed by them. The day would come when we all have to start taking shots at each other. It sucks that things went this way. But, if I had to answer your question, I would say Anthony, because I really felt like he did have my back, and it just sort of all unraveled in front of me.
Who do you hope follows you to jury next?
I hope Adam follows, because that would just be comical. The fact that Adam, the big man who can get himself out of any situation, being taken down by the players that aren't as good as him in HOHs and POVs, I would find that just pure comedy.
Is there anybody specific that you wish you would have worked with in the game?
I was in a side alliance with Kiki and Esty and Dane. It didn't work for very long, but I really wish I could have developed a stronger relationship with them simply because, even though they weren't the greatest at comps, Kiki was, Esty not a chance, but the fact is they were 2 votes in one direction. That's a very, very powerful thing to have, 2 guaranteed votes in any which way. I wish I could have worked with them a bit better.
If you had stayed and won the next HOH, who would you have targeted and why?
Oh, I would have had to target Adam. He's the strongest, biggest, baddest player, and that's, you got to take him out.
Okay. Who do you personally, I know you kind of answered this, but who do you personally want to win the game, and who do you think will win the game at this point?
Personally, I would like to see Anthony win. Game related and playing from, strictly with game, I think Adam will win. He will pull out the comp wins when it's necessary and just slowly evict everybody, keeping him and Kira down to the final 2, and take the win.
And what kind of juror are you going to be, Mark?
I'm going to be a very sensible juror, not bitter whatsoever. It's very easy not to be bitter because I have all three of my pretty boys, most likely one of them making it to final two. And if it's against Kira, that's an easy decision. If it's one against the other, a bit more difficult, but I get to vote. I get to vote for my blood. These are the people I stayed 62 days with. We created a legacy, we created history, and I hold my head high because of it.
And final question, is there anything that you learned about yourself coming out of this Big Brother experience that you didn't realize about yourself before you started playing the game?
Absolutely. I learned that as a grown 29-year-old man, it is totally okay to cry on national television.
Well, great, Mark. We look forward to hearing from you more after the season.
Absolutely. Thanks so much.
Well, that about wraps up our phone interview with Mark. Again, don't forget, if you've missed any of these phone interviews or any of our content, you can check it out at yourrealityrecaps.com/bbcam. Make sure that you fan us on YouNow. It is completely free. You'll get access to alerts every single time we go live, hang out in the chat. We have Paulie and Cara Maria on tonight from The Amazing Race, from The Challenge, but we also do Amazing Race shows every Thursday at 7 p.m. We do Drag Race shows at Monday at 7 p.m. And then we're talking reality TV all the other nights of the week too. So make sure you fan us over on YouNow. And again, if you did like any of our content now or anytime, consider becoming a patron or doing a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/PayPal. Or if you just want to be a cheapskate, then make sure that you thumbs up and subscribe on YouTube. Click that bell, 5-star rating and a nice review in iTunes. There are audio and video feeds of all of our shows in iTunes. Or if you have any Amazon shopping to do, yourrealityrecaps.com/Amazon to start all of your shopping is very much appreciated. Until our next show, we're heading into finale week. Are you guys excited? I am too, but as you know, it is not the end for us. We will have all these house guests on for like the next 2 weeks after the season ends. But until our next show, I'll see you guys all later. Bye for now, everybody. Bye.